Yo, Kendrick, what up, man?
What the deal, man?
What's the deal,
Long
man?
time no see.
I know, man. You've been all over the world. You just like Jesus right now, man.
He on his Jesus tip today.
You know what I'm saying? You're like religious to this hip hop shit now. You know, you came in, you woke everybody up, you spazzed out, and then now is it difficult to be who you are? Like you always got to be like different. Because you put yourself in that position. Because rap is like everybody goes in the studio, they're killing it, they got a record, but you fuck your whole shit up. Now you always gotta come out with some new shit.
Yeah. Really, I just take it as this is who I am. This is my music, and I gotta challenge myself all the time. Not even grabbing inspiration from other people, but from myself. You feel me? And that's how I do it. That's how I do it since day one. It's just really about challenging yourself, man, and not being able to take things for granted. I don't take nothing for granted, whether it's a hook, whether it's a verse, whether it's 4 bars, 8 bars, a chorus. You gotta give it your shot, because this is a 1 in a million, thing to be in the industry and to be doing it on this level. People kill for it.
Yeah, but you went a little too far. You're allowed to fail like 1 or 2 times in this. You know what I'm saying? Like you can fuck up, you can trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got like a coupon to fuck up.
A coupon.
Wild card, Kendrick.
A lot of rumors are with the Drake thing. Like, did you really bring the Drake thing back with the J Rock single, or what's that about?
What? I ain't hear about
the Drake feud. Or,
look at him going. Look at damn, man.
No.
You're disgusting.
I think that's people digging in. That's people digging in way too far. That's
I think people want that.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Call it the control syndrome.
It's reaching.
They always
now.
gonna be digging.
Yeah, it's but I mean, people pick at things all day, every day. I can't get mad at it, but they're reaching.
But you know what? Sure. But you know what's crazy? Because it's only you and Drake are lyrically the only ones that's like spitting crazy shit.
Yeah.
Where it wouldn't make sense if y'all would go at it.
Cole
Everybody
too.
else is, huh?
J. Cole too.
Yeah, you brought that up, but you know,
tried to tell you.
Cole doing his thing.
Hater.
But Cole, but you know what it is with J. Cole? You gotta get him angry. You gotta like go at him or something. Like, so he gotta be really angry and go in the studio.
You got something.
Yeah, you could tell when he's angry. You
Right.
playing games with niggas out there. You good. You got this shit all fucking mapped out. But with him, it's straight anger.
Angry. Yeah, who cares? Wow, man.
But it's cool you brought that up. But the way it's currently going,
Yeah.
especially when people hear people with the hits and all that,
Yeah.
they look at you and Drake. So
Yeah.
that's why I would always assume that would Drake be somebody you would like to have some fun with?
Nah, I couldn't. We come from 2 different worlds, 2 different backgrounds. I really don't see that playing out, as entertaining. Maybe to, the people listening, but not for myself, for sure.
Are you going after only the smart hip hoppers, or are you not fucking with ignorant hip hop cats no more with your music? Nah,
what that mean?
I mean, yo,
Picking and choosing his battles and shit.
Yeah.
Nah, not even a battle, but the way the hooks are now, anything could be a hit. Like, yo, I touch my nuts, and that's a hit.
Yeah, it's the state of hip hop is wild. It's in a place where creativity is at a stagnant point. I feel personally, and there's a lot of records that I do enjoy, but at the same time, it get to a space where it look like we just stuck now. You know what I mean? They ain't giving us our respect because they feel that we ain't out here representing the foundation of saying what you want to say and how you feel, rather than just listening to what the next man's saying or what's hot on the radio. You know what I mean? And hip hop was built on originality. So when people see that we getting out that comfort zone, they're not going to give us the proper respect and the proper accolades that we well deserve as urban artists.
So state of hip hop right now, people are dropping singles left and right. Hip hop is so disposable. You took like a 2-year break. Was that on accident or on purpose? Like, cause it's been 2 years since Good Kid, Mad City.
It's almost
like you didn't have to throw out no mixtapes, no singles, no freestyles. I mean, you did what you did, feature wise, Flying Lotus, Alicia Keys, everybody like that.
I think it comes from I'm blessed to be in a position where my album was demanded for the people and saying that it's actually good enough, we can hold on to it. That being one thing. The other thing is I gotta be drawing some type of inspiration to actually go in the studio and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm not in that ballpark where I'm gonna write 100 bar, 200 bar raps, and just keep putting them out. I could do that. That's something I built my pen on, and I pride myself for that. But at the same time, it saturates the market for hip hop music and the creativity is just moving like this. When we hear that, we want to hear the next artist next week, and then we offer that artist. Now we need another song from right here, and now we don't want to
on and off quick.
It's on and off. You know,
Does
so,
the touring help though? Because like, you toured literally around the world.
Yeah,
for a sustained period of time.
It definitely helped, and that goes along with what I was saying with the album. You know, as far as people buying it and people want to see the live show,
right?
You know,
which is kind of taking a big step forward now too, right?
Live show, man, that's 80%.
Yeah,
that's 80%. People, you got to put just as much depth into that as in recording your record. A lot of people don't understand that because that keeps your legacy going for years. You know, when James Brown made them records, back in the 60s and 50s, he was still touring on them on 1980s. You know what I mean? 30 years later, you dig what I'm saying? So I pride myself on that, and that gives me enough time to get inspired again and get back in there.
That's what I brought up earlier,
He been working with George Clinton, word on the street, right?
That's what they saying.
That's what they saying. That's what George Clinton said, though. He said y'all did 3 joints together y'all worked on. He just shot a video with you.
Yeah, we vibed out. That's a legend in the game. That's somebody.
Some funky shit, George Clinton.
Man.
He ain't give you no weed or nothing like that.
He's clean now.
Hey, let me tell you about George Clinton. That is one of the coolest cats I've ever met. Yeah, period. Like, that was my G-Pops. You know, I will pride myself on that because he's just so cool and laid and hip. You dig what I'm saying about what's going on.
So working with George Clinton, I guess we could get a hint where Kendrick sound might be going, other than the Isley Brothers sample on I. Maybe more funky.
Maybe something totally
more funky, baby.
I'm telling people like this: don't expect nothing. People always ask me what to expect for the album. Don't expect nothing.
Don't expect the norm. Or anything.
Don't expect anything.
Fuck that.
Yeah, it's just creativity, man. That's life.
You could probably have Lady Gaga spitting on your shit. Fuck singing, right? We're gonna get into I right now. Why I though? Like, why did you come back with the conscious shit? Like, you want to wake us up, man. You actually woke us up.
Yeah, it's one of them things. I actually got inspired, from the homies in the penitentiary. To make a record like that, because the simple fact is so many people behind them in the system and behind the bars, my homies in particular, that feel like they ain't worth shit no more.
Mm-hmm.
They don't got nothing else to live for. You got 25 with an L, you dig what I'm saying? Where the pride at? There's no pride in that. So they feel that way, and I tell them like this: they can trap your body, they can't lock your mind. So that's for one particular group. The other group is for people that come to my shows and say they was going to kill themselves last night or last week until they popped in Good Kid, Mad City. You know what I'm saying? And these college students, these are kids with money, and been raised with money around them, but they have no self-worth. And as far as the black community, we always point the finger at everybody else, but it starts with us first. We was raised in the crack era where we don't have no self-love. So how we going to love these Crips over here that's down the street in Compton? When we Pyrus, they Crips, and we go kill each other because we don't have a respect for each other first. And it grabs from so many different areas, man, in life. And I said, it's a platform that I got. I'm going to say something rather than just giving you verses about, how much money I got.
I love myself weekend, right? That's what we're going with?
Hell yeah. This record makes me feel good, man. I want to kiss a bitch or something.
I'm about to say, I don't want to know what feels good coming up.
Yeah. I love myself. Shit. 1-888-45. We are back. All the girls are bleeding out there for Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? He's up here. My blood's cold. 1-888-45.
Is that why you wore red?
Yeah, I mean, I coincidentally wore red. I didn't even think about that. You know what I'm saying?
My goodness, man.
Is it because of Paisley on there, too?
He got the Paisley on there.
You know what I'm saying? My man.
EPG said he just came from L.A. Hollywood weekend, Halloween weekend, and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm wildin', man. I wanted you to be comfortable today, man. Every time I wear blue, you be kind of nervous.
Oh, there you go, man. No color lines, man.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. How's the team going on now? I see Schoolboy. Everybody's like doing their thing right now.
They doing their thing, man. This is a beautiful thing. We were just talking about Q. Q came from a place where it was hard to get him in the studio because he was still doing his thing out there. So he didn't know it was possible. You dig what I'm saying?
I call him all the time when I got when I got like a bitch that he fuck with. Yeah. I always call him, you know her? Or I have the bitch call him. He be like, what? I'm like, let's not talk about that.
That is
sharing bitches.
I tell you this, Q is one of the funniest dudes on planet Earth, though.
Yeah.
Get around him, dog. He'll make a dog laugh, bro. That dude is wild, man.
How's J-Rock, man? I see y'all coming out strong with him. Is he third in line?
He cooking.
Cooking and getting ready?
He'll be out. I think he'll be out before me.
That parental advisory is that hard shit niggas wanted from J-Rock.
That's what we need, man. That's his content. That's his lifestyle.
Lifting weights in the yard type shit.
Yep, exactly. That's the video.
The type of music he giving us right now.
Yep, straight raw raps.
Are you creating Voltron? You bringing the crew for your new album coming out next year or what?
Yeah, I got to put it together somehow. You know, I know they all got crazy schedules, but you know, if I can work around that and get us all in the studio one time.
Yeah, the last time you were here, you said they talk bad about you all the time. They still talking shit about you, man.
Yeah, well, I be talking shit about them too. We brothers, you know what I mean? We gonna get that. This ain't no no girl group. That's for sure. You gotta have some thick skin being around us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of brothers, I was hanging with Woody Harrelson in L.A. and we were smoking mad shit like crack and weed and everything. But he was telling.
Just put that out there.
Crack. No, it's a weed called crack. It's not crack.
Oh, okay.
Come on,
glad you cleared that up.
Let's get that clear,
back to the story.
Yeah. So you know, he was telling me, I hang with Kendrick in a couple of weeks. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, right. I said, yeah. I thought you was high. You know what I'm saying? But is he hanging with you in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, that's
on Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live, right? Yep.
Get the fuck out of here. Yes. That is so crazy.
It's gonna be an occasion. I'm gonna be smoking with him. A few skits and whatnot.
You be watching Hunger Games, man? I can't see Kendrick like watching Hunger Games as a kid.
Niggas Hunger Games.
See you screaming and shit. Run, nigga, run. Like,
Hunger Games, that movie with the chick, right? Yeah. That's a good movie, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's why he's promoting during that time. I guess the third installment's coming out or something.
Yeah, I liked the first one. Old girl in there, yeah.
But Woody Harrelson, your name would be like the last thing I would think about. We're having fish and shit with sauce and all that.
See, I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't expect that, so we're gonna make something work.
Sauce. How did it feel to hang with Ron Isley, man? Ron Isley.
That's a player right there, man. You know, that's day one. Got the same vibe that I hear on records. I went out there actually to get his permission. You know, for
get out of here.
Yeah, real talk.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to
like
fly.
Personally?
Personally. St. Louis, went in the studio.
Wow.
And, you can hear him on the ad-libs on the record. We're not pitched in there, in and out. But hearing him on the mic, man, that dude sound just like how he sound.
Still sound like Velvet?
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, so that inspired me to say, okay, it ain't no time on this thing. If you got the creativity, if you got the work ethic, if you got enough mental stability, you know, to perfect yourself like that, you could do it forever, you know, and that's something that he's doing.
He was telling me.
You're going into with the classics, though. George Clinton, Ron Isley, like, there's not too many people pulling that out for the, you know, what's to be expected for
I don't know.
The follow-up.
I'm just in a space where, man, I'm only doing things that I like.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very selfish, you know, but I've done that with my mixtapes. I've done that with my debut, and it's just something I'm going to continue to do, you know. This is where my inspiration is drawn from.
Does it piss you off when people are like, I want that Section 80 Kendrick, I want.
Yeah, I remember that. I know
that got to piss you off.
No, it don't. It don't, because
it's like Section 80 was a while ago. Get over it.
No, it ain't even that, because what better way to compete is with your own music. When I dropped Good Kid, Mad City, people was like, it don't sound like Section 80. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, okay, I compete with that, because it's a whole nother world over here that say Good Kid is good, too. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just a battle of projects for me, you know, and I respect that, and I love it.
So what kid are you now? You're not good or bad. I mean, what are you now? Or what have you become?
I don't know what kid I am. Hopefully I'm a man by now.
Get out of here, bro. Oh, shit. I thought you were like an alien or something, man. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, because this spaceship that's going to drop next year, I just can't,
Yeah.
Is it in a vault? Like, who has it?
Yeah, it's in a vault.
Who has a copy that I can check it out?
A copy? You got to go through my little brother. He's 10 years old.
Oh, bro.
No, real talk. He has it.
Get out of here, for real?
He has the album, and he tell me what he like.
Wow, he's your A&R.
That's my A&R right there.
Get out of here.
Sophisticated ear.
So Dr. Dre's pissed off right now.
Yeah, man. You got to grab it from him.
The 10-year-old got it?
Yeah. He in somebody elementary right now knowing all the lyrics. Telling them, watch. No, real talk.
Is that when you know you made it, when kids know your verses?
Yeah. It lets you know that you're
like
doing,
word for word.
Yeah, you're doing something a little different. Because let's best be 100. I don't necessarily make the jingle, you know, type records. These lyrics, is actually a verses, you know. So when you go into these elementary schools and these middle schools and these kids know them bar for bar,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. It takes me back to how I used to be listening to Pac and knowing verses off top of the head, and Dre, things like that, rather than just knowing the hook. You know, I know the third verse before I the first verse. You know what I mean? So it's in that moment right now.
This guy came a long way from the kid hanging in the side.
A couple more changes about Kendrick. He changed his hair.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You understand? I have no time to be cute.
What'd you do? You broke up with your chick or something? You said, "Yo, see, Wiz got purple shit."
He been wanting to do it for a while though. He was skeptical about it for a while.
I'm just in the space. I don't got time to be cute.
Yeah, whatever.
I've been in the studio.
So this is uncute Kendrick.
It's uncute Kendrick. I don't want no girls to like me.
You're right.
Nobody like me.
Ooh, you was have a bad bitch out there. Good ass pussy. I'm telling you, man. This is where it starts, man.
Let me see who really like me. What girl really like me? Grow everything out and shit.
One thing that is really loving you right now is the NBA. That song got picked up by the NBA big time, and then I see you and LeBron is like chilling it. Like you perform at a show. Like
I did his homecoming game.
Get out of here.
Yep, the first game.
But he's always been a fan of you. Like,
yeah.
Are you a LeBron fan though?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay,
I can't,
just gotta make sure.
Of course, I'm Lakers, but I can't knock somebody's talents. You know, that's something I won't do. I won't put the teams.
How does he react when he's around you? Does he jump up and down? Like,
nah, man. He's stupid.
That's a big nigga to be jumping up and down.
Yo, that nigga jump when he see me. He always wants me to play Hannah Montana at the club. I swear to God, yo, he be texting me, yo, play that Hannah.
Oh, LeBron, see this, man. This dude is really trying to sort your name, Tony.
Yo,
there goes that LeBron gig.
I wish I was making this up, man. I wish I was. Yo, and I fucking forgot. I got the text. Yo, I got a party.
Yeah.
Yo, whatever. Hannah Montana. I was like, what?
That's funny, man.
Yo, that's LeBron, though. He could like, yo, he reads Harry Potter, man. What the fuck, man?
He knows.
I'm saying all LeBron's fucking secrets out there.
Right.
Is there any secrets behind being Kendrick Lamar that you want people out there? One little thing to know that, to try to understand who you are, or you just don't really care?
I don't care, but I'll roast your motherfucking ass. So you step inside this arena and get around us a little bit longer. Yeah. The session is starting.
Can we take bets right now? Can we take bets on who he's gonna annihilate like in the next couple of months before the album comes out? There has to be a challenger.
A challenger?
There has to be a bet. Come on.
Ain't Street Fighter, nigga. Well,
it ain't Street Fighter. I'll tell you that right now.
Boy, it's Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
I bet he can handle himself. Shit.
Nah, I'll be all right. I'm on a mission now, man. I got something to say. I got a lot to say.
You've always been in battle mode. I don't remember like getting that from you when I first met you, because you were on the hipster stuff.
Yeah. Back
then, and and I always hung out with Jay. And I did his mixtapes, but you were always on the hipster stuff. I never knew you would spaz out.
You know what happens? I think people forget that, I'm a breed of Snoop and Pac and Dre. And to be 100 with you, that's all I was listening to. It took for Pac to pass away.
To press that red button.
Yeah, to start listening to music outside of the West Coast. And that was just, how we grew up. And there was a lot of aggression, a lot of emotion in there. And that's something that I always kept within me. And, the environment we come from is very controversial. And, so when you get on records and you're lashing out, that's just, the mindset of where we come from, where we built from. And that's how I come off. It's a part of me, part of who I am. I may give you some stuff over here about my life and a spiritual world and giving you knowledge that I know. But at the same time, I may be conflicted, in a whole nother mode and give you this type of aggression, this feeling. But it all makes up who I am, and that's why I keep it original.
But when your lyrics float through this digital moisture out there called hip-hop.
Moisture, that's that word.
Moisture.
And then somehow the moisture smacks Jay-Z, and he has to get on your shit. Like, what the fuck was going on where you got the first word, your Jay wouldn't get on your shit?
That's confirmation, when you have artists that you look up to and they respect you enough to say, okay, this is something I fucks with, and I respect the young boy doing his thing with the lyrics. So that's real confirmation for me, having Snoop acknowledge it and saying, okay, this is it.
Did he write a little extra on your shit? Did he go a little extra hard because it's you, or
who?
Jay.
Jay do his thing all the time. I had to do my thing on the third verse.
Okay.
To be 100.
Well, since you're Kendrick Lamar, all types of people reach out to you. Has anybody ever reached out to you for like a collab or feature, but you had to turn it down just because where you were at the time, maybe deadlines or you was in your own zone?
Yeah, that happens all the time.
We need a list right now.
I can't give you a list. They'll be mad at me. But that happens all the time, and it takes a real stern artist to know, the position that you're in and how you're moving around. And sometimes you just not be in the headspace to get that verse off the way you want to get it. And I like to put 100% in what I do. And I might not be there, you know, on a focus level to do that feature, you know. And most of the times when I do features, because I like the song, and you know, sometimes somebody can submit something that you don't like, and you got to tell them I ain't really rocking with it.
Wow.
You know?
Eesh. Well, let's get into some Joyce real quick. Can I kidnap him for 5 more minutes before you leave here?
Come on, man.
I love myself weekend.
Yeah, you gotta love yourself out there, man, because we have a lot of bloody vaginas.
I was hoping you didn't go there.
It's a metaphor.
Fuck.
For what?
We calling that women out there, man.
What?
This is I love myself weekend, not STD weekend.
I love vaginas,
the
man.
fucking music.
You should say I love my vagina.
Right.
Where's the fucking music?
Let me drop it now in your mouth. What's the connection here with you and M, man? Like, how's it been going ever since y'all been working together?
Man, off the record, the connection is somebody I always looked up to as a lyricist, you know, and one of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? I can't take nothing away from that. He put in the work, he put in the time, and he put in the perfection of, you know, crafting them words together like that.
And you're the very few to actually go to Detroit in the studio and witness like the whole shit, man.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Can't even get in there, man.
Yeah, relationship after that, you know, them sessions been cool, man. Just to have somebody I know, you know, I could reach out to and say, okay, what was your steps, and you know, how did you define, you know, embody who you were in longevity, you know, as far as still branding your name, but still keeping that sensibility where people are actually want your music. You know what I'm saying? And that always come from creating. You know, his words come from creating and perfecting the craft and stand on it and challenging yourself.
Does M's advice to you help a little bit more that you guys have like that connection through Dr. Dre, that you guys both have experience working with him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely. He knows Dre's a perfectionist.
You guys got like the relatable stories and shit.
I haven't talked to him about that. Him working with Dre a lot, but I know how it goes as far as going in there and you know, perfecting them rhymes and getting it to the right frequencies and pressing certain buttons that make it sound totally different when Dre gets behind it. And yeah, that's the relationship we got.
You know, and the thing that's crazy, like the one thing about Eminem, he shows you how to, you know, keep your value intact.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew he was hanging with M, because he didn't come out in 2 years. M is the type that ain't coming out until his shit is on fucking point. Right, Reef?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's something to be said for like not overexposure.
Yeah,
you know,
you gotta respect
give
your
people,
value.
Give people something to look forward to. So it is an event when you do, you know, kind of come back out.
Real talk. I can respect that.
And as far as being a perfectionist, like I've seen him in the studio and like he's like listening for stuff that regular human beings aren't. Like just, you know, in the mix, and when it comes to time to mix and everything, and that's obviously, you know, from Dre's tutelage and his own, you know, just pride in the craft.
Yeah.
You know, it's something, you know, similar, I think.
Aftermath.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are like brother aliens now.
What?
I've been hearing this word a lot.
Yeah.
Aliens.
The alien word.
You know why? Because whenever we don't understand shit and it sounds amazing and it's like from outer space, then you're an alien, man.
That's crazy.
But
You know what I'm
Kendrick's like ahead of himself. Like I wanted to ask you also, like a lot of artists you worked with earlier in your career, not just you, but the whole TDE camp thing, like the BJ the Chicago Kids and Jhené Aiko. Like all these artists are like more of a bigger plateau right now. Do you guys kind of like credit yourselves for like working with them, or are you happy to see like Jhené where she at now and BJ where he is now? Because you guys, I almost thought they was down with TDE at one point.
Yeah, because we all came up, you know, under the LA circuit as far as that underground scene. You know, from Jhené, from BJ, to Problem, you know, to Bad Luck. It was a point in time we was all at the same studio, you know, in different spots, whether it was Top Dog, you know, whether it's down the street, Long Beach, or, you know, LA in general. So to look at each other and see everybody branched off doing their thing is beautiful. You know, we always wanted to be there.
Do Top Dog have to put out a press release every week of who's not signed with the label? Like, this shit is like confusing. Like, I'm like, nah, he signed. Nah, you be having niggas argue. Nah, niggas killing each other.
Wait. What's going on? What happened?
You know, because whenever you do records with like new cats, they automatically assume they signed a Top Dog. They signed
the rumors.
Like, yeah,
Mac Miller. I think they did that one.
Yeah, with Mac Miller too.
Miller.
They were assuming that y'all were gonna get together.
Yeah. No,
so
I think it's contained Absol, J Rock, Schoolboy Q, myself, Isaiah, SZA.
And your little brother.
And my little brother.
He got the album. He got the
coming.
album.
He got the album.
One real quick thing is this yogurt thing. Like, you and M was having yogurt all the time. What was this yogurt
This
stuff?
dude making up something. He on this LeBron thing right now, man, trying to go back to the LeBron stuff.
What? Who the fuck don't like Hannah Montana, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yogurt.
Do you fucking go crazy when songs like that come in the club? Like, do you go clubbing? You don't
Nah,
really, you don't really.
I ain't been clubbing in a while.
Nah, get out of here,
Real
kid.
talk.
You serious?
I ain't been clubbing in a while.
We be in Paris and
Ask these
shit.
guys, you know,
Drinking coffee and all that.
they know what's going on, man. I ain't been to the club in a while. I ain't heard that. I don't think they play that in the club either. You ain't about to trick me, man.
So that yogurt thing is a rumor.
That
That's
yogurt
not
thing
true.
is a rumor. You hear that on the blogs of TMZ.
I don't know, man.
Don't believe it.
So you and M never
Who
hung
kid
out?
just
yet?
made it up.
I think I went to. I heard there was a rumor that.
No yogurt, man.
Just stop.
The world know M is the recluse of all recluses, and with my personality, I don't think neither of us. You'll never see us out.
I wait to see you on Saturday Night Live, man. You're not gonna be doing no skits because you know Jay Farrow talks about you all the time.
Yeah, man.
He said you're actually cool.
Yeah.
He actually does a good Kendrick too.
Yeah, he do. He does it with everybody. Jay is the
Sounds
best
just
one.
like you, man.
Yeah, Jay is the best one.
He's
Yeah,
like that,
he be
whatever
like,
that shit.
I'm Kendrick Lamar.
Do you get confused when you hear that? Like, you're like, oh shit.
All the time. Especially my fans too. They be having it down packed.
Don't get out of
flow
here.
down packed and everything. But yeah, man. Hopefully I get to do some skits.
I
That's
gotta
always
see
fun.
that. And of course, the final thing, you know, everybody's on Dr. Dre's dick. He's a billionaire now. Is he gonna do anything with you for your album? 'Cause he's a billionaire. What more is there to do?
Dre is always in the studio.
Always,
That's
right?
his first love, man. I don't think no matter how much money he get, how many accolades, he always gonna go back to his first love. He won't change, no matter how much the media say, he got the money and he been had the money and he been.
Is
in the
he
studio.
glowing now? Like now he's a billionaire. Like I know billionaire dudes too, but a black billionaire?
I don't know if the man glowing.
Like
I think he's content, more energetic.
You know one thing I heard about Kendrick? He got all of Dre's like turtlenecks in a glass case in his crib.
Turtlenecks.
Bad turtlenecks.
Who wears turtlenecks in L.A.? B?
Dre.
What the fuck is this, Steve Jobs?
Am I going crazy here? Yo, every time I'm with Dre, it be hot as fuck. They got a turtleneck on.
And I got him in a glass case. This dude is crazy.
With the years and shit.
With the years.
Turtleneck from the Chronic.
There goes that Dre interview. Damn.
Yeah, there go that Dre interview, kid.
Stupid ass.
He's a cool
Dre
guy.
text me right now. Fuck that nigga.
I'm like, hell no. You know what I'm saying?